guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Spiral. So we're finally here to talk about the new Saw movie. It has been a while, like this movie was postponed as many others for a few months. It was supposed to come out last year, then later that year, and then I think earlier this year. But it's here. I actually had the chance to watch it before it actually comes out. And yeah, let's see if this new comeback is worth it, if it's any good. Because, with the Saw franchise, yeah, there's a lot. If you didn't know before, this movie is supposed to be like a reboot, not exactly a sequel or a remake. It's like a continuation, but like outside the main storyline of all the previous Saw movies. So it's about a detective and his rookie partner that start investigating a series of gruesome murders that are targeting cops, like the police. Um, that's the basic premise. I think that's what I knew before going into the movie. I really tried to stay away from everything. I think I watched a teaser trailer and that was it. I knew I was going to watch it, no matter what. Like, no matter how many sequels this franchise has, I will always go watch it. So yeah, I tried to stay away from any like spoilers and other trailers and anything that would give away a lot, or anything. Like, I just wanted to know the basics. So I think this what I gave you, it's what I knew going into it. I obviously also knew who stars in it. So this new Saw movie stars Chris Rock, who is actually also the producer and who pitched this new story to the production company. From what I know, they weren't really thinking about rebooting this franchise. I think they were done with it, but Chris Rock went to them with this new idea and they really liked it and approved it. So yeah, Chris Rock is really involved in this, not only as a producer but also he stars in it. Uh, Alongside with Chris Rock stars Samuel L. Jackson. This was interesting, and yeah, I just wish he was a bit more prominent in the movie. It also stars Max Miguela. I don't know exactly how you pronounce his name, but I know he's from The Handmaid's Tale, and stars also Marisol Nichols, who I know from Riverdale. So with the basics, now let's get into my thoughts and let's find out if the movie is any good. So as I said, not only I went into it without much context, I really didn't want to know a lot about this movie, but I also went into it with caution. Like, with this franchise, and with this new reboot, it really could go either way. It could be like a really good story or like a really bad one and just butchering the whole franchise. And I guess I'm happy to report it's neither. Um, it's good that it's not bad, but it isn't great either. For me, the movie falls right in the middle. It's okay, I guess, but what I really felt coming out of the theater was that I wasn't satisfied. Like, I understood what Chris Rock wanted to do with this movie, and there's interesting aspects to the story. It sort of works, but in the end, there's not really much to it. it's sad because what I knew going into it and what I told you, it's basically the whole movie, like what you read in summaries and what you see in the trailer. It's the whole plot. There's not much more to the plot, and there was a letdown. I did like that they brought back the director from the second, third, and fourth movie. Obviously, the first one is directed by James Wan, but all the other ones are directed by Darren Lynn Boseman. I think that's his name. And I'm so happy they brought him back because what I felt in the last few movies was that the cinematography wasn't there. It didn't have like the Saw feel, and this one has. And I really feel like it's because of that director. He really knows how to make the trap sequences, like the gore and all of that. Like it has like a style, and I really enjoy what he does, and it gives you like that anxiety. And yeah, so I was really happy that the cinematography was there and like the feel was there. So that was already a step into the right direction. However, there's a huge downfall to the movie. Like, there's one thing that just mm, didn't work like at all, and that is Jigsaw's voice. I'm sad to report that Tobin Bell is not in this movie, nor is his voice. And that would be okay because I get it. They want to like really step away from the main storyline and yeah, just do their own thing. But this voice was not threatening. This was a high pitched voice, almost like a feminine voice, and it reminded me a lot of the Google Translator lady. And that was just awful because you get really into the mood of the movie, but then when this voice starts explaining the game, you just can't take it seriously, and it really took me out of the tension. And that's not what you want with a movie like this. Like, you really want the audience to be fully invested and just like really scared for these guys, and at least scared of the traps. And that doesn't happen here because like I just couldn't fully um, be afraid of what was happening because I was still thinking about that voice that was not threatening, and it was just like a huge miss. Like, yeah, that was like the worst thing about this movie and made me not like it as much as I would. Like, this was a huge no. Then there's the traps themselves, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. I mean, the actual traps were fine. It's more like they didn't spend much time on them. Like, the trap sequences were really short, and there's even one where you don't see what happens to the person that is in that game, that trap. And yeah, I just wish they spent more time on the traps and the gore and just really get you into that mood. But yeah, no, most of this movie is about the characters, like the detective and the police, obviously. And the scenes with the gore and all of that, they're not a lot. The first one is pretty good, I'll say that, but all the other ones fall a bit short for me. I did like the homage that they paid to the first Saw film. There's a particular scene where you can see it's a tribute to that movie, so I appreciated that. But there's not much else. Like, I liked the cinematography, I liked the homage to that to the first film, and I understood the story and why Chris Rock wanted it to be told. But then there was not much else there, and the end, yeah, again, it didn't satisfy me, and it's not like it was predictable, because I don't think it was like 100% predictable. But when I found out what was going on, I was just like, oh, it's that. Okay. Yeah, it didn't fulfill me, and I just wanted more. Overall, I don't think this is a bad movie, but it doesn't even compare to the first three. And even all the other ones, they are good in a bad way. Like, they're the type of movie that it's so bad that it's good. At least you can laugh at the acting and all of that. Here it's just, yeah, it's just a bit meh. It's not a bad movie technical wise, and yeah, overall it's not a bad movie. It's just not enough. I wanted more of the Saw vibe. I do think it's worth a watch for the Saw like lovers, the ones that like me are going to watch any Saw movie, but I wouldn't necessarily say for the rest of the audience or people that really aren't into Saw to go watch this one, because it doesn't really offer anything new. So, you know what I felt about the movie, so let's get into my scores. Overall, I give the movie a 3 out of 5. As I said, it's not a bad movie. I gave it like a above average score, but it's just like slightly. I would say it's because I really like Saw, and I'm just happy to watch a Saw movie at the cinema. I only had the chance to watch Jigsaw at the cinema, and that was like worse than this one. Um, so yeah, it's not bad, but it could have been so much better. Cinematography wise, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed the trap scenes and all of those scenes that are like really trippy. I enjoyed that, and overall the movie looked good, so that's a good thing. And originality wise, unfortunately, I give it a 2 out of 5. I don't think this is original. I mean, I can see again why they wanted to make it, but I think it's a story that has been told before, or at least in a similar way. So yeah, I don't think it's as original as they thought it was in the beginning. So yeah, guys, these are my thoughts on Spiral from the Book of Saw. Let me know in the comments if you're going to watch the movie, if you've watched it already, what you thought, which is your favorite Saw movie. I'm thinking about doing something about that, maybe like rank the Saw franchise. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!